Thanks for downloading a 3CR podcast. 3CR is an independent community radio station based in Melbourne, Australia. We need your financial support to keep going. Go to www.3cr.org.au for more information and to donate online. Now stay tuned for your 3CR podcast.
We're putting up new buildings, we're knocking down the old. We're working in the summer heat and in the winter cold. And the labour power we sell, me boys, for a hard and weekly pay produces mighty profits for the greedy MBA. And whether we were born here or born in Italy, in Greece, in Spain or Ireland, in England or Fiji, we all of us are workers, united we must stand, until the wealthy bludgers have been driven from our land. We faced deregistration, it backfired in the face. We're not fooled by arbitration, we won't stay in our place. We hit the bosses hard and fast to win and keep our gains, and break a couple of concrete pours to back our log of claims. So keep your powder dry and hold your head up high. It's class to class and face to face, our limit is the sky. We've got a fighting history and we never will be cowed. Our builders' labour is a name to make a man feel proud.
And it's good morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on the Concrete Gang, 3CR, 8:55 on your community radio station, 9:30 every Sunday morning. How are we, brothers?
Yeah, no, we're good to be here, good to be back.
Good to be back.
After the little bit of a shit show ran last week, we're now back to normal.
Yeah. How are we, Campo?
Good, mate. Refreshed, fucking ready to go.
Arms are sore from all the fish you caught or what?
Yeah, probably struggled in that department a little bit.
I heard he didn't catch anything. I heard he just went to the bait shop and bought fish.
You haven't got it right. He did catch one.
Well,
He did.
Well.
He did. But you could call it nothing.
Well, it's a bit hard when you're fishing with the bonefish king.
Wow.
Yeah, well,
Well, he was cleaning up and the rest of us were getting nothing.
that was a bit embarrassing. Well, mind you, he wasn't doing much dragging them in, but anyway, that's another story. How are you, Three Trees?
I'm doing good, mate. It's cold weather, but hasn't stopped us from getting out there and doing what we got to do, you know?
Good on you, mate. All right. We could start off with football, I suppose. We could talk about those mighty, because there's three Bombers here. But we haven't got much to talk about.
We had a bye last week. That's
So
good.
we
that
won
was good
that.
for us.
We won the bye.
Yeah, we won the bye.
Bye's as good as a win, mate.
100%.
Even on a bye where you got 3 injuries, so I don't know.
Yeah, we got a bye, 3 injuries on the bye.
Yeah, so yeah, we done well, mate. We did well. It was a tough game.
All right, I'm sorry I brought that up, all right?
Yeah, well
All
done,
right.
mate.
We could be bringing up Carlton. I know there's a few people here.
Oh, yeah, we could, but we probably won't.
Sort of did it to death last week.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I'll tell you what we'd like to bring up, because I never had a chance after I went to the retired members' mid-year party at the RACV club, and I'd have to give the union full credit, the girls in the union, Maggie and the staff in there. What a great turn they put on for the old blokes. I think there's 190 there.
Yeah, they were cracking 200 almost, yeah.
And it was a fantastic turn. They were all happy, and great to catch up with all the old blokes there. Blokes I haven't seen for years, still kicking on, and they were all pretty happy with the turn and all that. And I've got to say, the RACV club, who would have thought, but they treat the blokes with a lot of respect. I mean, I went downstairs and they were helping the blokes through the doors and getting them taxis and all that. I was quite impressed with the whole show. Yeah. So that's the way they should be treated, our members, or not ex-members, but
one of our
retired members.
One of our old retired members, he lost his phone and got all the way to the train station and realised he hadn't got it, had to double back. And one of the staff members had it waiting for him, you know what I mean?
Good form.
Very good form.
It's good to see Marty Murphy got his phone back.
You don't have to be a retired member for that to happen, do you?
Oh, Marty has more days
sweet
off. Has more days off than Santa.
He does like a retired members do.
What about the bloke that was steaming drunk there from day one? I think he was pissed when he got there.
I tell you what, he enjoyed himself. Let's put it that way.
Did he ever? Jesus.
Never knock a bloke for that.
They must still have the early opener still open. I mean, he must have had a kick start. But anyway, good on him.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a little bit of job news. We've also the redundancies. Well, the thing in the papers about the redundancies.
Golden parachutes and all this. Golden
Another load of
handshakes,
shit.
Another
Go.
load of lies.
Obviously,
Well, I mean, yeah, go on.
obviously, you see in the paper how it's golden handshakes, money for fugs. Like you see in the Courier Mail, like there's a picture of John Secker,
was that?
money for fugs, and they're talking about our redundancy. As a union official, we can't get paid into Inkerlink, so we have our own, which is the same as what you would get if we were working with Inkerlink.
Yeah.
And after John, I think he'd been served the union 30 or 40 years or whatever it was. That was his redundancy over that whole time. You know what I mean? What had accumulated. So, to say that he's just getting a golden handshake, no, it's a workplace entitlement, which you're entitled to get.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think it was everything.
It
Plus his holiday pay, plus everything.
long service. They've paid out a lot.
And that's
you know
what they do. If you ever noticed before, it's happened with the fire brigades and a whole heap of other officials. As soon as they retire, they bung everything, even the car, or if they've got a car or whatever, everything they put in one big sum and say that's how much they're getting paid, which is not not very unfair. It's not a redundancy at all, So
What about these politicians and stuff? What they get paid?
please.
Jesus. Or these banking institutions and all that there. Golden parachute, handshakes. Oh my God. They get paid millions for crashing the economy.
Yeah.
How's that go?
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad enough for those blokes, but what's happened to them, being kicked out, or what could you say?
They're
What's the
kicked
word?
out.
Kicked out. And the cops sort of shit like that in the papers are just bullshit, But I think everyone realises it's bullshit, but we're just clearing it up.
Yeah.
But like you said, Free Trees, you hear about CEOs get sacked with 5 years contract and they get the whole contract paid out. You know what I mean? For work they haven't done. This is an entitlement you accrue each week, and it's been accumulated over a number of years, and that's what it is. So to sit there and say golden handshake and all that sort of shit, and it's a shame. You don't hear him going on about Nick McKenzie with the Ben Roberts Smith shit anymore, do you?
Yeah,
It's
nah.
all about the CFMEU.
Spent $700,000 on a witness that they can't remember paying them. You know what I mean?
And no one authorised.
Yeah. Don't know where it went. Don't know what it is. Where's that money?
Yeah.
That's more thuggish than I've ever heard in my life. You get people's principles on the line. It's just that we're supposed to be the bad guys.
I think there'll be plenty
Give
more
me
of
an
this.
absolute spell.
They're raking for all the stuff now, trying to get up all the shit they can on us, but, this will be the start of it. There'll be plenty more coming over the next 3 or 4 years, I'd say. But anyway,
It's just the start, like you said.
yeah. All right, Canes at Clyde North.
Yeah, we had one of our delegates out there, Frank, doing a sterling job, looking after the members, making sure they're getting what they're entitled to, and all that there. And we have a little bit of an issue with the sheds. The sheds aren't fit for purpose. They're leaking constantly. Consultation with the builder, trying to sort it out, and it's just not happening. So, unfortunately, we had to go down there the other day and let them know that we won't be copping them in their substandard sheds. Frank actually did a good job because he kicked them out of their office and put the members in their office. But they weren't happy with that. But yeah, Keane's playing up as usual, always crying poor.
What's the job? Is it
It's a secondary school. It's a secondary school. A lot of the infrastructure out there, there's a lot of schools getting built at the minute, and they've got a package out there. So yeah, they don't think that.
they're not very good in the amenities, Canes, are
Nah,
they? Still got the
nah.
same sheds going around the last 40 years, I think.
Yeah, they've been around since Methuselah was around. So
Jeez. Who's that?
you know him. You went to school with him.
Oh, did I? Methuselah. Oh, okay. I can't even say it, let alone go to school with him. Are we going age jokes, are we? I'm going for
Oh, he's in the sooks now.
You're in the gun now, mate, I tell you.
Jeez, I'm always in the gun. Live me life there.
BMS, who's going to do that?
Oh,
Yeah, we've had that dispute down at Rokewood, and them workers have been out since May. Started their protection action in May, so that's we're going into it now, and we thought we're getting close, but obviously it's not as close as what we thought. So this next week they'll still be on protective action. So if you're free, get down there and see the boys. But I do say call the Geelong office or call the office to see if because it's sort of staggering and the different
Corey,
time.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, they'll call the Geelong office and go from there. But fair play to them boys. That they're going for their pay rates and that are miles and miles behind the industry. The inclement weather. In their current EBO, they don't have inclement weather or no. It's not underpinned by any award or anything like that. So when it's raining, they don't get paid and stuff. And it's pretty full on. So it's dragging on. It's getting serious. That they're trying to bring in scabs and all that sort of stuff. So power to those workers, mate. They're solid as rocks. Them blokes down there. Me and Free Trees, we had the pleasure of meeting the boys, and they're going well.
Good
They're
local
holding
boys.
Staunch.
Salt of the earth people. You know what I mean? Out there having a crack. You know what I mean? And it is a tough terrain out there. It's not an easy gig. And they're out there doing their best, actually keeping the company. We had an injury on it last week, a serious injury where one of the workers was crushed. And we'd been out there many times before, serving Oreos, doing what our legal right is to try and get on the job, try and maintain the safety standards, with no help from the regulator, no help from WorkSafe or anything like that there. And here we go. We have another injury on the same job where we had a death not even 12 months ago. You know what I mean? And then just into that there, we've had another death in Queensland on another wind farm. I believe one of the operators on a crane or whatever. I don't know the full details yet, but it's just another death that could easily be prevented because these multinationals want to come in and do it their way because they think they're building in other countries when we have safety standards in Australia that we all...
You reckon it would be that hard doing those wind farms, would you? Because there's not much involved, is there, barring the...
Oh, there's more than what you think. If you go out there and you see the size of them,
Yeah,
I know they're big. I've been in South Australia. They're using tower cranes to put them up and all that.
Yeah.
But they've seen to have a lot of bad accidents and deaths and things like that.
it's because they move. So they do one and then they move to the next one. You know what I mean? And just mate, we can get away with that. We can get away with that.
Yeah.
And,
It's the small margins that do the damage. And there you go. Like with last year when the blade fell on one of our members and killed him, it was a small margin error. You know what I mean? It's small things that count, and they don't see that. And like Sparrow said once before, they actually price in deaths into their contracts.
Yeah.
That's the sad part. Like the human life means nothing to
They
these
do
people.
that in America, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And we're not. The problem is we're not in their countries where this is acceptable.
No.
You know what I mean? Every life means something.
and the problem is you're so spread out there too. If you get hurt, and they don't have proper rescue and all
Correct.
that. Like you're relying on out at Rokewood. You're relying on the local CFA. How are they going to rescue you?
Yeah.
They've never dealt with that. You got no phone reception out there. You're in the middle of a paddock. It's freezing cold. It's windy. It's
It's pretty tough conditions,
it's bloody brutal, mate.
and you know what I mean. Safety's just inadequate.
Even driving down there, it's a dangerous road.
100%.
And whoever comes not to get there in 5 minutes, are they?
Nah,
100%.
Well, the closest major city to that would be Geelong. Would have any sort of rescue.
So if
thing.
someone gets a bad bleed, you need someone knows what they're doing, or a bleed kit, or whatever, or just the basics to help them survive.
Yeah, exactly. So, and like we said, they cut corners and all that. It's a long blue and it's getting nasty. So the boys down there do want support. So get down there if you can. And like I said, call the Geelong office to see if it's on, or even call the Melbourne office and they'll let you know. And get down there because obviously this is a 15 rounder and these are the first couple of hits.
Yep, and it's definitely one we're going to win.
All right, now also we spoke about this a few weeks ago about EBAs. We're still running the mobs on the building sites that haven't signed the new agreement or haven't been paying the right 5% pay rise. So if you're not getting that, ring the office, let them know. We'll send someone out because there's still a bit of that going around the traps, boys.
Bloody health, mate.
A fair bit of hide and go seek, would you say, by some subcontractors that think they don't have to do the new agreement. So.
Well, if they know the steward's no good, they're not going to pay it.
100%, mate. Well, they can push the boundaries, they're going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why we're here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right. What have we got, Campo, for our first interlude?
Well, we've actually got a rank and file member wrote a song, and they wouldn't stay anonymous, so I won't say who they were. But
is that good, is it?
It's pretty good. It's Hands Off the CFMEU.
In the heart of Victoria, the workers unite. The CFMEU In the streets and the halls, our voices ring clear. For the rights of our workers, we'll conquer our fear. Hands off the CFMEU, we won't back down. If provoked, we will strike, we'll take back our town. Labor's not forgetting who built their proud name. The working man's struggle is not a game. So raise up your banners, let the message resound. In the face of oppression, we'll always stand our ground. For the future we fight and the rights to defend. In the heart of the union, our spirit wounded.
There it was. Campo.
Oh, what a song. Sorry,
it
mate,
called?
I was checking
Yeah, it's on
hands
the
off the CFMEU. So,
All right. So that was by who?
by a rank and file member, mate.
By Anonymous.
Anonymous rank and file
Anonymous,
member.
Anonymous. That's a good name, that, Anonymous. How do you say that? Campo, can you say that, Anonymous?
Anonymous.
You can. Jeez, that's a beauty. All right, that was very good, wasn't it? Good for whoever it was. Thanks very much. That's fantastic.
It's good to see the support we're getting, from
Yeah, a lot of support.
which is great. You know what I mean? So,
All right. 3 trees.
Yeah, no, I just got a few things just to
Got a few
go
things,
through.
mate. We
Just
got
a few things, just a few trees to go through.
A few trees.
Yeah, nah, just going through some stuff from the civil world. Obviously, we have Seymour White out on the East End Freeway there. They have trying to keep, obviously, a bit of bad rain during the week, as you know. And, they wanted
Know
to
nothing about it.
keep the people there without proper amenities. Their setups are just sheds and that there, and no undercovered walkways or anything to and from the toilets, sheds and all that there. When they get inducted, they got to get inducted in the rain because there's no shed big enough for them to do the proper inductions in. So yeah, just piss poor from Seymour White. So
Seymour White.
yeah, Seymour White, Seymour shite.
Seymour Shaw.
Anyway, yeah, and then they had Fulton Hogan sacking a civil trainee halfway through his apprenticeship or his traineeship, and exploiting workers on procurement on government jobs. So yeah, big red light for them. Then we had our one of our brothers out in the southeast, brother Spike, out giving LSR Constructions a bit of a tap at the week during the week for unsafe work practices and that there with panels and that there. Had Coreplex Construction as well. They had a little bit of dramas on their job. Site amenities non-compliant. They had lift precast. They're doing the precast with unsafe working lifting procedures and all that there. Nothing done correctly. We had Tabac Construction in Fountaingate. Cranes installing panels in the rain. Non-compliant tests. Unstable ground. No first aid facilities. Then we had strong built constructions in Fountaingate. No first aid facilities. Non-compliant electrical all through the site. Obviously, it's just unacceptable. These people think they can go around running half-assed jobs. This is what cuts out, you know what I mean? This is when we talk about non-EBA and EBA builders. That's just the difference in your price. The first thing gets chewed out is safety.
Safety, all the...
First thing to get cut every time. Safety costs money to these people. You know what I mean? It's a disgrace.
oh yeah, it's terrible. But obviously, sweet. It's terrible, all that stuff and safety and all that. It's terrible. Keep going.
So it's terrible then.
So it's
We've
terrible.
established that it's terrible then.
So it's terrible. We know that. Oh, thanks. All right.
And that was Campbell.
That was with a big two. Yeah, well, you got straight to the point, mate.
I was
Beautiful.
leading up to me next thing.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
trying
all
to do
right.
research.
All right, mate, all right, yeah.
Because I knew a lot
Well, it's a
on
bit hard to tell when you're on the ball or not, you blokes, because you always got your head in those phones.
Well, we asked-
but we know it's terrible. All right?
Will we ask the Sparrow's opinion?
Yeah, go for it.
So what do you reckon, Sparrow?
Oh, that was a cricket.
I'll tell you what,
Tumbleweed going by there, eh?
he's talking a lot more than what he did a couple of weeks ago.
Can't get a word
Especially
in.
when we were with about 400 pots in him.
Can't get a word in there.
4,000.
Couldn't shut him up.
Couple of thousand.
Yeah, all right. Well, safety is a thing that's been, we've got to keep an eye on it all the time because they think with all this deregulation shit's going on and all the other crap that they can get away with murder, but we're still there, strong and meaner than ever, getting out on the jobs and making sure everything's getting done.
Yeah.
And we kept finding more and more, there's all sorts of things, trying to put cranes up at night and trying to break down safety procedures and cutting corners and all about cutting costs, as you said, 3 trees, that's where they save their money and safety.
Yep.
So,
safety and then wages and conditions. It's always the men that cop the brunt.
And injuries.
And you can't rely on WorkSafe because, mate, please.
Non-existent.
They're terrible.
Non-existent.
It's like someone didn't. I think the brother Griller said once they're like a ashtray on a motorbike, aren't they?
Or we're going to start me up again, are you?
That's probably
Or
more.
a hip pocket and a singlet.
Oh, yeah. Go on. And another one. Go on, give us another one.
All right. Fly screen in a submarine.
Oh, here we go.
They've been practicing them, boys. They are useless, but they did help us a little bit just a couple of weeks ago. So we're holding a bit of hope, but
But it's
I don't know.
like a broken clock's right twice a day. Let's put it that way.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Terrible.
I do want to bring up, as it is the 1st of July, the super's gone up. So our super from the 1st of July, the minimum is 280, and that's at 12%. So there's a wage sheet that's gone out to the shoppies if you're unsure, but the minimum, and if you go over that 180, which it doesn't take much, then it's calculated at 12%. So you got to keep an eye on that because it's a big difference. It's like, if you look at a CW free chippy, the minimum on the $2.95 side allowance is $302. So you got to have a look at that.
Well, it'd be good to get those sea buses blokes out in the jobs. I haven't seen any of them for a while. I don't know about you blokes, but get them out in the job.
Well, that's a lie. We saw one when we were up on holidays.
You
went early crew there, didn't you?
No, we won't. Don't bring his name because he's actually a real good bloke.
He was on holidays.
He's probably resting up. He's entitled to holidays like we are. But ring up Seabus, get a bloke out there, get him out in the job, get him to check all your Seabus. You don't get love, who to go to. Next is us.
It only takes about 5 minutes as well.
And get the app as well and double check your app. But the other thing is, and we've had a lot of trouble and we go on about it, but it's worth mentioning, is making sure you got enough insurance for your family if you do pass away, and also making sure that your beneficiary, you have a binding beneficiary, because that's the difference. If you have a binding...
Cutting.
If you have a binding beneficiary, that means your family can get the super tax-free. If you don't make it binding, they have to pay tax on it and you lose a massive amount. So it takes 5 minutes to do.
We'll talk about binding. We're going to Scallywags. Because that's binding and it's terrible.
Love a scallywag.
Do you love them?
The ones last week were good. The scratchings.
The scratchings, that was us.
Scratchings.
Canes.
Yeah.
We've given a report of that.
Yeah, to me, is it that hard to get amenities right the first time? Especially with plenty of notice. They had all the good weather, and now it's coming to the shit weather. They're copping it.
Yeah, it's pretty ordinary. You can't defend them, can you?
It's the first thing you do when you set up a job. How can there still be a problem?
BMS, what a joke.
What a joke.
BMS. Standard.
Multinational, underpaying workers. It's terrible. Safety.
Yeah, if there's anything more on Australian, that's one of the biggest things ever.
Windows are us. They've been getting around. Hadn't paid their 5% and at all. So if you've got them on the job, check them out.
Seymour White not supplying proper amenities, trying to make the boys stand in the rain.
Seymour White, yes.
Unbelievable.
All right, Sookie Lala's. We got any of them?
Yep, I've got one. Young Wayne, I was away on holidays and I had a few carers looking after Wayne, and they're sooking about young Wayne. They called him Sookie Lala last week. He wasn't around to defend himself, and I'll tell you what, these dog carers, mate, you should hear him tear up. Wayne's got a couple of little issues.
Bit like his owner, I reckon.
Little issues.
Nothing a gummy can't sort out.
Yeah. Sounds like bad ownership to me.
Some tells me if you give him a pat, he'd be all right.
Yeah, a bit of a dog likes a pat in the head.
Well, I'll be the Griller Scallywag for not turning off his phone.
Yep, there you go. That's a slab. That's a slab. I reckon. Well, canes. Got to put canes. They're sooking as well.
Well, they're professional at that, aren't
They don't mind a sook.
they? All right. Have we got anything before we finish the show, apart from we give the winners of this? We got yes.
Yes. Obviously, we're back, so we're going through the pledges, and if you haven't paid your pledge, you better get into the office and get in and pay your pledge.
Before you're on the shit sheet.
On the shit sheet, because over the next week, we'll be announcing the shit sheet.
Yes.
And I must admit, we'd like to thank everyone before we get on the shit sheet. We'd like to thank everyone that did pay in and pay. We might have gone with the shit sheet too early, but everyone that did, it was a good effort, and you blokes put in a good effort too, I must admit. and it was a good show, and everyone thanked us, and we've done all right, but it's a gift that keeps giving. 3CR, we've got to keep the money rolling in and keep community radio, on the airwaves. Otherwise, we'll all be in trouble. You won't be able to hear the dulcet tones of these fantastic blokes. That'd be a shame, wouldn't it? All right, so we're going. I've made the decision: Canes and Canes.
Wow, the daily double.
Quinella.
The daily double. Can't beat that. The Bonnie Rebel. They've done the Bonnie
All right.
Rebel.
We'll go in the same old way, boys. Dare to struggle.
Dare to win.
And if you don't fight,
You lose.
And it's good morning from Concrete Gang Camp, and we're going to what?
The lads of the BLF.
And our times have changed, you can't deny. They've got our backs up against the wall. Workers' power must organise, or there'll be no workers' power at all. Corporations rule this land, democracy's a sham, sir. They rob us blind at every turn, and they don't give a damn, sir. Here's to the boys in the building trade, under the flag of the old stockade. Down with the right and up with the left, and here's to the lads of the BLF. Now they bore the brunt of the boss's wrath, to stand for the rights of the working class. Their cause was flagged in papers that I wouldn't use to wipe my arse. Bob Hawke and his traitor crew conspired with Grab and King, sir, to push through anti-union laws for corporations' gain, sir. Here's to the boys in the building trade, under the flag of the old stockade. Down with the right and up with the left, and here's to the lads of the BLF. The rich get richer by the day. The cancer of this nation, while workers' wages fall behind the spiral of inflation. Poverty and homelessness are not the only norm, sir. Stand up now for workers' rights and socialist reform, sir. Here's to the boys in the building trade, under the flag of the old stockade. Down with the right and up with the left, and here's to the lads of the BLF. Here's to the boys in the building trade, under the flag of the old stockade. Down with the right and up with the left, and here's to the lads of the BLF.
You've been listening to a 3CR podcast produced in the studios of independent community radio station 3CR in Melbourne, Australia. For more information, go to allthews.3cr.org.au.